Everybody, Super Squee here of the Emotionally Unstable Gamer channel. More big list, as always. Just more big list. I actually watched a crappy cam copy of this when it was in theaters, and man, was I on the edge of my seat. And every time something bad happened, there was a baby in the theater of the cam, and it would cry. And it was like, yes, little baby. Or yes, little babby, I am also saddened by this turn of events. I recently rewatched a nice digital copy of it, and it was very pretty, and all the people go boom boom. This has been my spoiler-free take on the purple pee-pee. So yeah, I feel like this movie could have had a lot bigger balls with different shit that like it pulled off, but I felt like that feeling I had when I watched the first Avengers and how like it led up to like this pinnacle. This was like the like, holy shit, we've been making these movies for like so much longer now. We have all these other characters, all this other shit, characters to be shown that haven't had their own movies, blah 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 blah. And I get it, like there are people that do and don't like the fucking Marvel movies, and you know, whatever, as long as your opinion is your opinion and it's not some, I mean, you can have whatever opinion you want, right? At the end of the day, you can have whatever the fuck opinion you want on whatever. It can be like absolute fucking nonsense that doesn't make sense. But in my eyes, as long as your opinion isn't like literally just bleh, like shitting on it for no fucking reason, like I don't care. There's so many valid complaints you can have with these movies. Like, it's whatever. To me, it's just, it's a fun time. I didn't used to be super into superheroes. I like superheroes now. I think they're kind of cool. These movies are really flashy, and it's like going on a theme park ride. So, sue me. This one right here, though. This beautiful, gorgeous baby right here. I'll start with this before anything else. Anyone who remotely knows me knows my favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy VII. Not just for gameplay, but for emotional reasons, and for things that have to do with my life and when I played it. Dark Souls is now in that same boat. The world of Lodrin and its problems, the things everyone has had to overcome and go through, and the constant cycle of life and death. The game helped me by forcing me not to give up on things. Not just in the game, but in my life. It made me confront that even when you do everything right, you can still lose. You will die a lot, but you have to keep trying, because if you don't, you just hollow out and lose your purpose. Even those who had the best disposition in the world of Dark Souls, a lot of times end up driven crazy or corrupted. Some just gave up, and even the first NPC you meet outside the tutorial is a guy meant to emulate the quote-unquote noob player who doesn't take the time to understand the world he's in and just decides it's all impossible and I'm gonna sit here and shit on you or anyone else who even tries. I laughed, I cried, I screamed in anger. The music is phenomenal and the art direction is so amazing. The world and its atmosphere made me want to explore every single nook and cranny just to see what might be there. Honestly, there was a tiny voice when I started this game that told me, you'll never finish it. I'm glad it was wrong. This is tied for my favorite game of all time. I played a little bit of the second one. I know it gets its shit, but I enjoyed it. And then I played this one kind of on a whim and like absolutely loved it and just beat the shit out of it. My build was a Dex build, and I used Priscilla's Soul to make a scythe that had crazy bleed damage, and I had the ugliest fucking outfit ever because the armor I had was just to stop myself from bleeding out because the bleed damage on the scythe bled the target and me. I made short work of quite a few bosses that weren't impervious to bleed because the bleed damage on this thing was fucking insane and the reach on it was fucking insane. So it allowed me to pick at things and run away from shit. My build I actually got through Ornstein and Smough only in 3 tries as a brand new player that had never dealt with them before. So that made me very happy. I really enjoy this game. I enjoy all the shit you can do, how like damn near anything is viable if you try hard enough and you know what the fuck you're doing. And I feel like as long as you're willing to put in a little bit of time to understand how the game mechanics work, like literally anyone can pick up this game and beat it. Like, don't let people lie to you and say this game is like some super difficult trudge. Like, there is challenge here, but this game's difficulty comes from, I feel like this, most of the time the difficulty that people are talking about from this game comes from people being ignorant and not wanting to play the game how it's supposed to be played. As a whole, I don't think this game is that hard. I really don't. I feel like the difficulty can up like crazy if you are doing the New Game Plus modes and stuff. But as a whole, this game is not that difficult. You just have to have patience, and you have to know how the game actually works. But I could probably just have a whole fucking video where I went on and on about everything I love about this fucking game. So I'm not going to do that, and we're going to flip. So all I put for this one was, hey Chris, I love you. Because I think I vaguely remember when I watched this for the list, I just had, his phone was sitting up on my desk, and he had it popped up with a pop socket, and the volume was just super high, and I was playing WoW or something, and I kept not playing WoW and just staring at his phone because I was too sucked in. Because I love this movie. I love the cast. I love the music in this movie. I think the art style is really pretty. I found out recently, actually, that this film was, it was supposed to be a different thing in the beginning, and it was supposed to be like a Aztec Mayan style, like Prince and the Pauper story, and a lot of the lines and a lot of the movie was already, like, mostly done, like, pre-production stuff before they changed it to the Emperor's New Groove. I think it was originally supposed to be called, like, Empire of the Sun, or something like that, and the Pauper character was played by, God, I can't remember his name. Owen Wilson. It was played by Owen Wilson, and there was like footage of them actually talking about it and stuff, like him actually doing his lines and shit. I don't know how far that version got, but at some point it ended up getting shifted into this, which I still love this movie, but in an alternate universe, I would love to see what that other movie turned out to be. So, I always thought this movie was just going to be like goofy as shit, which it kind of is. Shout out to Haley Joel Osment, my chubby baby Sora, who up in this business. But this movie is wild. I really enjoyed it. It's really fucking strange. I don't know what to say about this movie without giving anything away, but it's a Kevin Smith movie, if you know who that is. And all I wrote for this one was, "This is so sad. Alexa, play Tusk." Whew. I can't wait for October. Oh, what the fuck just happened? Oh no, guys. Oh no, guys. Give me a moment, because my shit decided to freak out and boop me out of the post I was in. Can I go back? Is it possible to go back? Okay, so anyways, Castlevania is pretty fucking awesome. I know that the new season got talked about, like when it's actually supposed to come out. I think in the next couple months or so, something like that. I really liked it. I like the little callbacks to the Castlevania game series. I like that the characters are actually from the game series, and it's like they've elaborated on some things, and honestly, I couldn't tell you what things weren't elaborated on and were actually in the original games, because I haven't played very many of the games myself, like, to be completely honest. But all I had said was, I can't wait for October. Also, yay for only 4 episodes to complete real fast. The animation makes me hard. So that was me just talking about the first season, because first season was like 4 episodes, second season was like 8 episodes. I'm wondering how many episodes will be in the next season. But yeah, it's very pretty. I think they do a good job. I can't wait for more. It makes me hopeful for other things I have heard that this director / art crew or whatever are working on. Also, fun fact, this is worked on by the same people, the same company or production team, whatever, Frederator, which has worked on things like My Life as a Teenage Robot, Fairly Odd Parents, I think Adventure Time, Bravest Warriors. I think they worked on Bee and Puppy Cat as well. I might be wrong on some of those, but I know several of those are correct. I expected nothing. I finally got around to this one because my nephew picked it on Netflix. Then after I got invested in it, he decided to run out of the room 12 times, so I had to finish it before bed. LOL. I loved it, honestly. I think it has a pretty good message, and it's barf-inducingly happy, but I feel like I needed that. Super cute characters, really awesome art style. I love the whole felt fuzziness of everything. great music choices, and great actors, some of which I didn't even recognize their voices. Good job, DreamWorks. Oh snap. Oh, apparently my cat decided to shit like for the 13th time today. I had to turn around and check a noise. I have seen this movie only twice. Much better movie now that I'm older. Also, wow, this fucking movie is 10 years old. I mean, you can kind of tell, but not in bad ways. Also, titty. This movie has a lot of nice titty. Oh, wow, I just realized that nice thong on Jay over there. What a cutie pie. But I really enjoy this movie. It's really weird, but I think it's a good comedy that it does a good job, in my opinion, of like skating that line. You know how you'll have like really raunchy comedy movies that it's like they can be funny, but they're like kind of too much. It's like you might want to watch them once or something, and it's not like the type of comedy movie that you're gonna like tell your grandma about or something. Maybe you guys have some weirder grandmas, but it like skates that line where I feel like I could still recommend it to someone who might not normally watch something like this, because I feel like it's not too raunchy, but it's not too tame. I didn't hate it, but I hated that it just felt like it was hollow. I can see some love in here, some good jokes, and some nice characters. I'm more excited to see what's next, considering that it's labeled as part 1, not season 1, which usually means, here, have some stuff while we finish the other half. Voice actors are great, a lot of ones you expect to be attached to anything Matt Groening makes, and some fresh ones. Lucy is a cutie. I'd give it like a 6.5 out of 10. Some episodes make me want to say 7 out of 10, so let's see where it goes. So yeah, I wasn't necessarily like disappointed with the series, but I wanted more. I still haven't watched the second season. I don't know, or the second part. I don't know if there's going to be a second season or however the fuck they're like labeling shit, or if there's going to be a third season. But I was interested by the end of this to see where it goes. I just don't know for sure what's actually going to happen. I put this on as a kind of fuck it while I eat kind of movie, and boy howdy, it ain't great, but it's not what I expected. It has some good laughs and just bonkers premise, which doesn't even seem like something that couldn't happen, but more like something you'd read involving Florida Man. I like the actors, who seem to be no-names, not a fan of the blurry corners camera work. I don't know if that was a choice, or because this is obviously a low-budget film. So this movie is fucking hilarious. It's dumb. It's stupid. It's great. It's so fucking great. I expected so little of it, and it delivered more than that. Also, there's like a really great, like, I think it's like an acapella. I might be wrong. I might be remembering it wrong, but I think it's like an acapella, like slow version of like "Oops, I Did It Again" by Britney Spears, but by some other like cover band that I couldn't even find a good copy of it to listen to or download, that plays like near the end of the film, and it's all so great. These kids are ridiculous, and I love it. But that's going to be it for this one. I think I've got about one more left until this year 1 of Big List is done, and I can move on to more of this shit, but with a different name, because why not? But thank you for watching, and I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!